Let's get educated. That's why we're here, to bring you the stories impacting K-12 classrooms and college campuses. It's time for a little education.
Hello, everyone. I am Katie Petrick, and I am joined by David Fiorazzo.
Merry Christmas week.
Merry
getting
Christmas
close.
week to you. So close, and yet so far away. All right, David, what happened today on the worldview that matters?
Dran Reese was my guest. She's with Biblical Voter and also Public School Exit, along with our very own Alex Newman, and also the Salt and Light Council. This is a busy woman of God doing a lot of work for the kingdom, trying to get churches to engage in political issues, which are moral issues, if you understand how that goes. So yeah, Dran Reese, great interview. You can subscribe to our weekly email by going to worldviewmatters.tv. So it's been going well.
Excellent. Most excellent. Now, just a little quick reminder out there, if you're a fan of this show, and of course you are, please do consider giving to our end of the year fundraiser to support production costs. Now, any amount would be greatly appreciated. But for those of you who are willing and able to give, if you'd like to give $99, we will send you a stainless steel American Patriot tumbler. It's beautiful. It's sturdy. I have one right here. Ooh. It is a sweet taste of freedom.
I have the short version for my pumpkin spice lattes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I take the big boy, you take the little one.
Tall.
Now, all you have to do is visit patriotclub.us. That's patriotclub.us, and you make a tax-deductible donation right now. All right. Now, we have to get to some cycling. Like, you know how...
Not recycling, though.
Well...
I would like to recycle this story and stories like it, but unfortunately...
Way to save the earth. Well, we have two biological men who have won, again, a women's cycling race in Illinois. And oddly, just none of the female cyclists, they have no issue with it. Zero issue with it. David, let's just get on a bicycle and start pedaling.
They took first and second.
They're peddling a whole lot of beep.
Men, yes. Men took first and second in
a women's
Katie,
race.
what would my great-grandparents think about this story? Tessa Johnson, 25 years old, took first place. And he did that in the women's single speed category at the Illinois State Cyclocross Championship. And Evelyn Williams, 30 years old, he took second place in Sunday's contest. So Johnson and Williamson, I misspoke on his last name. They placed first and second, respectively. And we've got a little video, and we'll come back. We'll talk more about this.
An amateur cycling race with two transgender women on the podium, once again producing outrage on social media and new arguments over the policies affecting transgender athletes. Criticism coming from the likes of Piers Morgan, Megyn Kelly, and Martina Navratilova.
But you know who wasn't outraged? The woman who finished third.
I think that it would be ridiculous to say that my life is being ruined by getting third in this. It would be ridiculous to sacrifice other people getting to have fun in a sport that they love on the weekends so that I could say I was the state champion.
Kristen Chalmers finished third to Tessa Johnson and Casey Williamson, both transgender, at the Illinois State Cyclocross Championships. Chalmers described the event as a warm-up race.
Yeah, I had a great race, and it would have been more boring if it had been a smaller field without such strong competitors in it.
She wants critics to know the three podium finishers, all friends. Just like the World Rugby, Aquatics, and Track Federations have done recently, the international cycling body, UCI, revamped its policies this summer, mostly barring those who started puberty before their male-to-female transition from competing in women's races. But lower-level, more casual cycling races, like the Illinois event, fall under USA cycling rules, which provide for more inclusion.
Frankly, there isn't a ton of science on the topic in the way that we would hope that there would be to generate evidence-based policy.
To quote Piers Morgan, if you care, British commentator, he said, "It's so outrageous. Why aren't more women standing up against this assault on their rights?" Katie, I mean, what's that women's organization? It's not Code Pink. It's something that's the pro-choice thing. No, is that the environmental thing? Anyway, there's the women's rights. What happened to the? Where are they? What was it called? When Justice Kavanaugh was being sworn in. All the women were coming against him.
Anyway, women are nowhere to be found when it's anything having to do with trans rights. It's like in the whole intersectional ladder or whatever hierarchy that they have, because it's we can have hierarchies when it's related to intersectionality, but if it's actual hierarchy of like merit, then no, we can't. That's how dare you, patriarchy. So anytime we have anything related to trans, the women then get subjugated down here, and then trans everything is up here. You men over there are like,
we're not even on the list.
You're like down. You're like in the pits of hell, While the rest of the actual women do feel like we are in the pits of hell.
The hierarchy. Well, how does this?
Okay, so you heard the story and you saw how they spun it so nicely. Yeah, the third placer. We're all friends. She feels so nice. Good for you. But at least I'm glad that Martina Navratilova, who's an actual world class, true athlete, tennis icon, best of the best of the best, sir, with honors. The fact that she came out and said more mediocre male bodies taking podium places from female athletes. How about we listen to the actual women of highest of high caliber who are saying this is ridiculous, that men should not be competing at all with women, which is true. Men, compete in your category. Women, compete in yours. Trans, make your own category since you all want to be special anyway. If that's the case, stop coming into then the women's category just because you can't hack it in the men's. Create your own then. At the rate they're going, they almost had an entire podium. So yes, there's competition between them. They can compete against each other in their own third little special category, but leave the women to compete against the women and the men to compete against the men.
My concern is even if they did have all three spots, first, second, and third, we might end up seeing this, I don't know, in the Olympics or somewhere. I think that would be the bigger headline for them to celebrate.
There you go.
I don't think, I still don't think that would, there's so much delusion. There's so much, what do you call it? Not affirmation, but we're accommodating this delusion.
Accommodation, yeah.
And it's really sad. We can't talk about these things on social media. You get, deleted or suspended or in trouble because we don't meet. If you're talking about truth and biology and real science, it doesn't meet the community standards. It violates their standards of, you can't do that. It might hurt someone's feelings.
Well, and on top of this, though, for this story, what's so even more galling about it is the fact that these two took first and second 2 months ago in another race. The same two. So they're just going around. But that's to be expected when you have, I think it's the second place one, who is in a throuple relationship with a fellow trans cyclist named Austin Killip. So that could have been your podium right out there. You got the two, and then whoever this Austin is, that could have been a throuple with them. But the throuple apparently is with some unnamed individual. But whatever. This is okay. This is what's going on.
We'll be talking about this for a while, friends, until, I don't know, if people wake up. But anyway, the CEO of the National Women's Law Center can't acknowledge any difference between men and women when it comes to competing in sports, and says biological women just need to lose gracefully. We're talking about that next.
Well, female athletes can attempt to stand up to this trans BS within sports, but hey, if you have female prosecutors or female lawmakers and the actual females in those categories aren't standing up for the women, they're actually standing against you, then you're kind of SOL in this whole situation that we have going on. And that can account for even more things being detrimental to life than any little medal you're missing. So here we come to the president and CEO of the National Women's Law Center, Fatima, I think, Goss Graves, who just so happens to also be the wife of Matthew Graves, who is the chief prosecutor of the January 6 protesters. So I'm sure what we're about to tell you, this is all just a coincidence. Wow, interesting how that works. She just said in prepared remarks to the House Oversight Committee's subcommittee on healthcare and financial services that she has devoted her career to advancing opportunities for all women and girls. Oh, has she? Has she, though? But also, she's not a scientist. But hey, don't take my word for it.
I mean, if your question is how do you define woman, a woman is an adult female, but there's a lot of variation that goes beyond my level of high school
biology. Well, I just want to tell you, you can't, I'm not looking at a definition, I'm talking about the science. The science genetically is a man is different genetics than women. Plain and simple. That's just what it is.
I guess what I would say is that I'm not a scientist or a doctor, but it's my understanding that it is more complex than what you are saying.
My goodness.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
We had a Supreme Court justice say,
the exact same thing.
Said, "Oh, I'm not a biologist."
Ketanji
right?
Brown. Yep.
Jeez. And now we've got.
That's the line. That's the. I'm not a scientist.
That's above my pay grade.
I'm not a doctor.
That's above my pay grade.
I am. Yes, I am all these things.
Cop out. Liar.
Back then, when you took biology, man, woman, done.
So what changed, Katie?
Their headspace.
Yeah,
That's
something
about it.
changed.
Now, the NWLC historically has alleged it was concerned not just with ensuring Americans could legally exterminate their offspring, but that the vulnerable women would be protected from discrimination and sexual harassment. And then you just now have the head of that being like, I don't even know what a woman is. Now, while the organization remains very keen on promoting abortion, the director, as you just saw it, intimated that vulnerable women is a category and now includes those predacious men, the transvestites, as she likes to say. So apparently, ladies who are in sports out there, how about you just learn to lose gracefully?
She didn't. Did she say that?
And success in school sports depends on a whole range of factors, including how hard you work and coaching and access to really good resources and facilities. And trans students participate in sports for the same reason as their kids, because it is fun, because it creates belonging and community, because it teaches so much about persistence and leadership and discipline, unless they learn to lose gracefully, hopefully. And often they learn to win with dignity, hopefully. They learn to do the sort of work that means you have higher grades and stay connected to school. I want every kid to have that chance, to have the chance to play.
Wow.
Okay.
Lose gracefully, Katie.
I will lose gracefully. Here's what the issue is. I am all about at the younger ages, elementary ages, and then getting into middle school. Yes, it's about learning to work as a team. It's about learning how to win and learning how to lose and learning how to get up and dust off your pants when you slide into second and you're out at second base. That goes for every kid. You get into middle school, you get into high school, now it's starting to be about how can we overcome the challenges and win? How can we get ahead? And you are going to learn how to lose in that as well. But at that point, it becomes you have to have the skill to be put on the court, to be put into the game. And that drives home more of the mental, fortitude and persistence and overcoming, okay? Once you get into college and then into professional, it's all about the winning. It's about getting the job done that you're put out there to do, okay? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they have the options of, you could call it the fun weekend sports, intra-sports, whatever, where it's not as competitive. But if you're in a league that's meant to be competitive, let it be competitive and let it be fair, where it's men versus men and women versus women. So those trans athletes, if they were truly honest, which they're not being honest, they would admit they are going to the women's sports because it's easier, because now they can win. That's what it is.
What about the Olympics? Because we've already had trans athletes compete in the Olympics, and I guess the committee is going along with that. So it's interesting what's going to happen next year.
Let's see what. Yeah,
next year the Olympics.
It's the clown show. It's the clown show that is definitely to be. Now, according to Graves and all that, she talked about in her prepared remarks, as you saw how she said it. It was all prepared. Very prepared.
Canned.
Her policy, she says, policies that exclude trans girls and women from school sports programs threaten all women and girls who excel in athletics.
That's just
how.
It doesn't
someone
make
explain
sense.
that to me. How policies that exclude, so policies that have boys not be in it. How is that threatening women and girls who excel in athletics?
But she didn't take the time to explain that.
Of course not.
Yep.
So this is the one. But now at the end here, Graves also suggested that efforts to keep the men out of the women's sports, and here's her quote, place burdens on women to prove they are real women and creates risks of intrusive and harmful sex verification practices.
Wow.
So is that an admission that there is sex verification, that you can verify sex because it's just men and women?
I think that's a little...
But how is that harmful? Anyone understand
That's a faux pas.
this? I am lost here.
So what she's speaking against sex verification practices if it aligns with biology and science. Isn't it interesting is they're using, I guess, maybe a word like equity or something like that to redefine biology and science and twist it on its head, and it's calling something that's not as though it is. Wow. Is it
interesting?
Everything's kind of a little twisted.
Just a little?
Yep.
Just a little.
You remove God and the truth of creation, and that, of course, will remove science and biology, and anything goes. Here we are. We'll be talking about this for a while.
Of course. And still to come just right now, the richest man in the world. Who is that? Oh, yeah, that one guy who has that one company, X, has new plans to launch a university in Texas. But first, he set aside $100 million to develop a K-12 school that will focus on STEM courses. And then the people going there, it's completely free. So we're going to talk about it.
Today's show is sponsored by our friends at MyPillow. Save up to 66% on pristine quality bedding, towels, slippers, signature pillows, and much more when you use the code EDUCATED. That's EDUCATED. Educated. Support this show and a great American company.
Here's a real hot take. Those of you who haven't gone to college, but maybe you want to for some reason, maybe you actually want to learn something, well, we may actually finally have something for you. You may want to move on down to Austin, Texas, because Elon Musk, the man who has all the money and causes lots of problems after he bought the Twitter and then changed it to X and then, puts out opinions.
People to speak.
He allowed people to speak. He is planning to launch his own university in Austin, Texas. But first, he's actually going to help out the little ones, K through 12. He has donated about $100 million to a new charity which plans to launch a school that will cater to elementary school through high school age children, according to tax filings that were viewed by Bloomberg. So the program is going to be focused on teaching STEM subjects, and it plans for an initial enrollment of about 50 students, according to that filing that was posted by Bloomberg. Now, the charity is named The Foundation. Very stoic, like The Foundation. It intends ultimately to expand its operations to create a university dedicated to education at the highest levels. The university would apply for accreditation with the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Yeah, remember those words, because I'm guessing that's where everything will get held up. Oh, wait, Elon Musk wants to have a school? And we're in charge. We're the accreditation coming from Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Let's see how that goes. The filing also says the school plans to be tuition free, but will provide need-based scholarships if it implements a tuition. Now, would you go to said college there, David?
I guess so.
Yeah. The issue from me, of course, is I'm not a STEM person.
What's STEM?
Science, technology, engineering, math.
Yeah,
all the
I probably
good
wouldn't
stuff.
go then.
I'm the humanities gal, so STEM stuff is fun. I'm not horrible at it, but it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not as excited. But for those of you who are actually interested in STEM and you're not wanting all the nonsense that has been leaking into the STEM programs across the whole nation, maybe you should try and line up and be one of these. Well, if you're parents, I guess. So right now it's K-12, but get ready for the college part. The K-12, parents, get your kids if you want them to be STEM kids.
Well, I was just thinking it's free. So, yeah, I would.
That's why, yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
It's true.
If you're not interested in it.
This isn't the first time. Musk has expressed interest in launching a school in the past, and he even started a small private school. He called it Ad Astra, and it was for his kids and the children of company employees back in 2014. So it's like their own little school. He's running the world. He said that in 2015 that Ad Astra doesn't have any grades, and they focus on aptitudes and abilities instead.
There it is. No grades.
No
All
grades.
Right, that's the kind of school. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know about that one. We'll see.
No grades.
We'll see.
Who needs a grade?
But anyway, he has started a Montessori school too called Snailbrook.
Okay.
And then so there's,
Any
he's
grades
out and about.
there? Any grades? Any standards?
If it's Montessori, they are not so much on the grades as they are on
No
the
grades.
play. And we'll
standards.
see. Anyway, but we need to move on. But I have a quick question.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Please, can you name a woman? Go.
Bernadette.
Bernadette. Four tops. I
Why
love
that
it.
came
The
into
four
my head.
tops? Is that where
I
your
don't know.
Bernadette came from?
I just thought, okay.
All right. Well, friends, TikTok is at it again. We have a new challenge, and it has men on the defensive after being asked a simple question that seems to be offending their significant others. Now, we're talking about the new trend that is garnering hundreds of millions of views. Not from me, but from maybe some of you. All right. Stay with us.
If you have a smartphone, tablet, Roku, or Apple TV, consider downloading the Freedom Project Media app. It's 100% free and includes all of our weekly shows, plus lecture series, archive programs, and award-winning animated videos for families like the Presidential Minute, Battles of America, and Heroes of the West. Don't rely on the social media giants to keep you informed. Simply download the Freedom Project Media app from your app store and allow notifications. And we'll let you know when a new video is ready.
All right, so it's the Name a Woman challenge, and it asks male partners to name the first woman that comes to mind. So a psychologist said that the joke could be used to seriously test their relationships. I don't know. We'll talk about this. Watch the video.
I need you to do me a favor
These are my cleats.
and name a woman. Any woman.
Right now?
Just name a woman.
Susan B. Anthony.
Name a woman.
Megan Fox.
Name any random woman.
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Just name one woman.
Harriet Tubman.
Name any woman, just name a girl. Girl's name.
Florence Nightingale. She like invented nursing or something like that. I don't know.
This is where
It's so
humanity has
random.
come down to. We are dumb. Like, this is what, oh, hey, name a woman, because
Susan B. Anthony. I like that
that's a good
answer.
one. Here's the deal, ladies.
What is the deal, Katie?
What's the purpose of this? It's a lose-lose.
What do you mean?
Now, you are going to try, what's your intent of asking your significant other this? Are you trying to catch him to say that he's going to say
The name of
an
an old
actress, a celebrity who maybe he thinks is pretty or something, and
Or
then you're going to be mad,
Yeah,
right?
An old flame, maybe?
He's not going to say your name, and then you're going to be mad. He may say an old flame, and then you're going to be mad. He may not be able to come up with a name right away, and then you're going to be mad.
He may say someone you don't know, and then you're going to be
mad. What is the ultimate purpose, ladies? What is it?
Well, what is it?
Exactly.
Didn't one of
It's
them answer,
TikTok.
not me?
Yeah, one of them, the one I saw that I was forced to watch was the guy looked up by the stairs and it was Hazel. And that was their dog who was sitting on the stairs. And so
That
he
was a
said
woman's
Hazel.
name.
A woman's name
Okay.
and the dog's name. So then it was like, oh, that's cute. Like he said, the dog's
So
name.
there's one instance, one situation where
But she's probably still mad that he didn't say her. Like, what is the point? It's just to start an argument. And ladies, if you have time right now to do that, then can you please come over to my house and help me, like, wrap some Christmas presents and clean the house and do some things? If this is what you have time to do, thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
still like Susan B. Anthony.
Okay, Susan B. Anthony, fine.
It's like Marie Antoinette.
There you go. There you
I
go.
mean, there's how far should we
Anywho.
go back? Mary Magdalene.
Hey, or just Mary.
one.
Just Mary,
Just
Mother
Mary.
of Jesus. There we
Actually,
go.
that was the first word, the first name that popped in my head because I just saw It's a Wonderful Life, the best Christmas movie of all time, last night. And I just thought, no, the woman's name is Mary. And I thought, Mary!
Nice.
Mary! At the end when
Anyway.
he's looking for her.
Anyway.
That popped into my head, but I didn't say it. I don't know why I went with Bernadette. I have no idea.
Bernadette,
I
'cause
better
you
go to my
listen to the four
psychiatrist
tops.
this afternoon and find out why.
But either way, now your wife is going to be mad at you. So, all
she
right.
won't care.
Don't forget, and stop worrying about the TikTok, don't forget that you can catch Educated on the Go by subscribing on your favorite audio podcast platform. And also don't forget to download the Freedom Project Media app. Now, for David and myself, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting this show. Until next time, Merry Christmas and stay educated.